not matter, and in fact bring it down, because then they can open things and run factories and stuff. Early on you can full tax everyone. And then we got to bring it down as we get the others. Alright. We're going to increase the speed in a little bit. I'm just trying to see, you know, how things shake down. Our budget is going to, like... The budget in this is going to be anything but stable. We'll, like, drop a ton, gain a ton, drop a ton, gain a ton. It's going to fluctuate very, very dramatically. Especially as resources get... as things happen. We have very low employment in our factories right now, which is too bad. What we do need, we need more craftsmen, or arguably there's too many of these open, or there's too many, yeah, there's too many factories for the amount of craftspeople we have. We are not subsidized any of them. Some of them might close, and if that might be okay. Look at the stockpile too. So I don't tend to interact with the stockpile. I tend to leave it on automated because it is really uneasy to understand. Because these sliders here, for example, I don't think they do anything, right? You just set a number and then you click confirm trade, but this is grayed out unless it's automated. So I don't think the slider does anything currently. You know, there's prices that fluctuate over time for different resources. And you've got a stockpile of it, and I believe early game factories beaten by RGOs in terms of income gradually change. Yeah, I think especially early on, if you pick up the things that boost your RGO income, so or output, so your clean coal and iron, and also when you get inorganic chemistry, and then you get like your fertilizers and stuff, I think your economy will go up a lot, and it's mostly those RGOs. It's going to be farmers and miners and things like that. That are going to be bringing in the big bucks to your country. Until what you really need is you get the things that boost the throughput, as well as giving you an input discount and an output bonus to your factories. Then it starts to become stronger and stronger and stronger. So once we go down, especially the mechanization tree. Yeah, if you can afford it, start buying machine parts. From the multiplier side of the game, put all taxes to 100%, tariffs to 100%, subsidize all factories. Yeah, we have experimental railroads, which theoretically will allow me to build rails. I don't remember, is there another screen? There's another place somewhere for, like, railroad building and stuff, isn't there? Isn't there some other user interface I can use to actually build the rail? And I know I can control-click to build rail everywhere. Rail's really good because it gives a boost to, like, your RGOs and your factories, right? I think we want to build rails literally everywhere. There's not another interface? Okay. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, you want to, assuming you can afford it, or even, maybe even if you can't afford it, just to get a boost. So, like, I could start one in Ghent. Is it going to cost me 3,500? It is. Oof, that is expensive. Maybe that wasn't the right place to build it. I wonder if there would have been a priority in terms of where to build it. Like, would it have been better to build it in my coal and iron? Now, I think from the point of view of your industries, they just care about the total sort of percentage of railroad throughout the entire state. So from an industry point of view, I don't think it cares where you build it. But I think from an RGO point of view, they do care. I think you go into another overlay so you can see railroad level. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think there's another... Is it part of the ledger? I feel like there's somewhere else that you can quickly see railroad levels in your entire country. From a troop movement point, it certainly makes sense, yep. Infrastructure map mode? I mean, this will certainly highlight. Maybe that's what I use to see. So all these blue places are places where we can build more railroad. The stripy one, it's being built, although I can't afford anymore. So I guess that would be that. All right, I'm going to bring the speed up to 3 here. Oh, we're actually in the green. I mean, or very close to it. That's actually really, really, really good. I mean, the longer we can avoid getting interest, the better it is. Shift-click provinces, they will do all you can afford. Well, I know I can control-click this button, which will do rail in all the provinces in the states. By shift-click provinces, what do you mean? Or is that what you mean? Or do you mean, like, I can shift-click over here and it'll just try to do... Oh, control is what you meant. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that's often what I do, is I'll click on one of them where I don't have a railroad. I'll control-click to build it in all the places that I possibly can. And it saves you some clicking. Hey, we've gained 0.1% literacy since the start, you guys. One person learned how to write the letter M. In the factory tab, there's average infrastructure level in the state. That's very handy. Oh, see, factories in Flanders are being shut down. Maybe I should be building the infrastructure down in Wallonia, since that's actually the production sort of chain that is much more functional. It's got a lot more coal, a lot more iron, and it's got the factories that theoretically will be functioning over here. All right, so the machine parts thing. So people are saying manually buy all the machine parts. So what's the deal? What's the advantage of having machine parts? Is it required for building factories? Or consuming? I guess the steel factories and the small arm, I guess these need it for upkeep. And also the world tends to, like, run out of them pretty quick. Is that the idea? So I should turn off the automation and, like, just try to buy as many as we possibly can. Doesn't give me a preview price, though. So there's 36 bucks. Oh, wow, this is a non-linear thing. I mean, we'll go into debt, which might be fine. Although I guess we have another slider for that too, right? The national stockpile that we can use to adjust. I mean, when you have it on automatic, it will try to buy them on demand. It won't pre-stockpile them. Current for the time of buy. Oh, so it locks in the price when I hit the buy, and it just only tries to buy it at that time? Yeah, I know that, like, being able to build machine parts is a huge boost. Anhalt offers an alliance. What do we think? Do we ally to Anhalt? I mean, they're smaller. We don't really want to get sucked into other wars. Most people tend to ignore the trade window and just leave it on automated for everything. I'm going to say no to this. Well, we're going to be in plenty of wars. Like, you don't have to worry about that, because at some point the Netherlands is going to come knocking. They're going to want their stuff back, from their point of view. So, what's the icon for machine parts? Right here. Oh, there we go. We do have a stock of 10. And yeah, the price goes up. I guess the thing could be, like, we could have set a buy command before the price went up. But I mean, it doesn't matter. We're not going to get it anyway. I'm worried if I go automate, it'll start selling these machine parts. I know it's third here. I was checking the stockpile amount, right? Because this doesn't show me what I've currently got stockpiled. I'll leave this for now. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. We probably will just automate. I mean, right now I'm worried that if I automated it... Yeah, I'll say we're buying a ton more. Okay, yeah, we spent all the money. Oh, maybe... Will it not go negative? I'm just going to automate it now, but we do have a stockpile of some machine parts. Hopefully it's enough. But yeah, mostly most people automate it. The one thing I will say is, again, before wars, sometimes it's worth going and buying a huge amount of canned goods and ammunition so that you don't run out over the course of warfare. Although we do have a slight advantage in that theoretically we'll be producing our own ammunition, or small arms. And potentially we could create canned food as well. All we need is access to fish. We produce everything else domestically. If we had fish, we could produce canned goods entirely internally, which could be very valuable. Oh, you missed the unpause. And it didn't take 48 minutes either. haven't actually looked at our government. Part of it is because it's not going to be in English, so it'll be like, okay. So we're mostly conservative, liberal. Reactionaries are pretty low, which is good. Reactionaries are kind of a pain in the ass. Those are ones who want to go backwards, really. We do have a monarchy, and I think we can manually choose which party's in charge, which will enable us to change a few things. For example, if we want the ability to build our own factories and things, we can't do that with the Catholic Party currently. Although we can expand factories, open and close them, we can subsidize them and things like that as well. Trustee system. What is this? Correction system originated in U.S. state of Mississippi, but also employed in Alabama, Texas, Louisiana, and others, other which prison convicts with good record of good behavior were allowed to police other prison inmates in a strict pseudo-military hierarchy of power, with some inmates deemed especially trustworthy even being allowed to carry firearms. For-profit convict labor was a cornerstone of the system. The trustee system was first employed on Parchment Farm Prison in Mississippi. Okay. Reports of widespread inmate abuses would end the system, no kidding, huh? In the 1970s, but in 1837, it was all the rage in certain Belgium states. The whip cracks out of love. So we could run this for 50 years, boosting farm efficiency, mine efficiency, slightly increasing population, militancy, and consciousness. I mean, crack the whip, right? Are we the baddies? Alright, money's accruing. Hopefully we'll be able to build some more railroads soon. We're encouraging bureaucrats. So we're not at the 1.3% we're trying to target. Was it not telling us there? Oh, was it here? Our efficiency's gone up, partially because we're spending a lot of money on it. Yeah, we're nearly at our population. I think paying more here does also increase more people into being bureaucrats. Military spending also encourages people to become military and officers. Luddite mob! Oh, people who are against factories. That's a chocolate sky. So, militancy boosting leads to rebellions. Consciousness is interesting. It's sort of a two-edged blade, if I recall correctly, because as the pops become more conscious, they want more social reforms. Now, some of the social reform pushes are actually fine and helpful, depending on what kind of country you want to run. What do we want to do? Send in the troops, so all poor Thrada and Antwerp gain 6 militancy, or liberal agitation for 2 years, so Antwerp would increase local consciousness every month. Use 1 or 2. Just type 1 or 2 instead of the words. When in doubt, use the army. 2, 1, 1, 1. 1. Oh, it's pretty balanced, actually. Seems to be more votes for 2, so we'll hint at a policy change for now. I don't know how the game works, too. That's fine. For these, that's okay. Sometimes we'll make choices that aren't necessarily optimal just because they're more entertaining. Oh, we did take a few loans at some point. Let's repay them now, just so that we can save on some interest here. We're in the green. Yeah, those high taxes are really paying off here. Twitch chat is a Luddite mob. I mean, pretty much, yeah. So, how you doing? You are allied with Spain and Luxembourg. You allied Spain. Interesting. Now, UK, who are you allied with? Because we could do some mutual alliances there. It will not accept too many great power allies. Right. Who else, maybe? These are really hard to navigate. There we go. Anyone else who's nearby? Greece. Hanover. That might not... It actually might not be bad to have more internal allies. Hanover's over here. Oh! Satellites and things can't be done. Yeah, so I can't get another great power. I think Prussia's a great power as well. Yeah. Sweden or Denmark? Denmark might work because they're quite close by as well. No? Only a mind at 8, though. We could probably work... Let's improve relations. Let's see what we can do over here. Education's going up. Money's going up. A little control clicking. I think it's only going to do one province, though. -3. So if we increase relations one more time, we can probably get Denmark. Oh, that one went really well. Liberal causes started to gain traction in Ghent. While no one knows for sure, rumor has it that the root cause of this sudden upstringing in liberal propaganda efforts of a recent foundation of a secret society. Hey, I played that game. So we can get liberal agitation here for consciousness, or we can pass a local ordinance against it. All pops in Ghent become 30% more liberal. So it's interesting, because either way it feels like liberalism moves forward a little bit. I think the difference is it means the pops there are more likely to vote for a liberally aligned party, like the actual Liberal Party over here. I'm not sure how much it matters. That's one of the things. It feels like you get these pop-ups all the time, and you're like, which way do we want to go? Liberalism is almost inevitable. I don't know. Here, we'll pass a local ordinance against it. There you go. Let's ally Denmark. Okay. I think that'll be quite useful. Oh, is there a war going on? Oh, war justifications. There are wars. Texas War of Independence, Brazilian Liberation, Austrian War. Alright. Check our bureaucrats. Yeah, they're probably, they've probably come along fairly well here. Yeah, we're at 1.4% and 100% efficiency. Now, so we're going to change our focus. We're going to change our focus to clergymen. I'm wondering if I can drop this. Is it still possible to be sitting at 100%? Let me drop it down to like 90%. I'm just curious to see what that will do. And yeah, we're going to change to a clergy emphasis to boost literacy. We got parochial skills everywhere. Socialist parties unlocked a little bit into the game, culminating with communism near the very end. Yeah. Revolutionary flames in Belgium are fanned as Tournai erupts into open rebellion, crying out for liberty, justice, and equality. Citizens take to the streets. All pops in Tournai gain 4 militancy. All right. So we're nearly done medicine. Treaties on economics. So middle strata would become liberal, gain militancy, but we gain prestige. Yeah. Okay, so one of our professors wrote a paper. So we're going to take pride in this because it's going to give us prestige. It's going to be quite good. We'd actually slipped down to number 13 in terms of great power. We're back up to 11 over here. So, looks like we're still at 100%. Oh, and then it's an interesting question. If we're at 100% efficiency, do we want to tax everyone to the max, or are we going to be taking too much of their money away? I don't know. I'm going to bring this down. We're going to, like, I want this to stay at 100. We'll see where it is. We might have to slide back and forth to try to find a sweet spot. I don't know. The taxes right now are going to pay for some railroads that might be worthwhile. As long as needs are bad. And that's really what I'm thinking, right? No one's got red needs. It'd be nice if more of them were getting their everyday needs as opposed to only their life needs. But, hey, no one's dying. Money's okay. Upper house rearranged. Yeah, we did get some more conservatives, or liberals rather, but conservatives are still in power. Medicine is done, giving us a boost to supply limit. We can't go at inorganic chemistry next. Can we get no, we can't get idealism yet. And we could go down here for just some prestige boost. We can get some military things as well. I'm hoping that we can afford to wait on the military a scooch longer. I'm actually wondering about going clean coal. Lower admin slider also lowers crime fighting, which can cause a little debust to appear in your provinces. Oh, alright. Maybe we don't get any more. Yeah, who doesn't want to be a romantic? Ideological thoughts gives plurality, which affects research. That's true. Is it these? Hold on. This doesn't give plurality by itself. But, oh, there you go. Individualism does. Yeah. I think we'll grab romanticism first, try to get some of the shared prestige, and then we'll swing back over. And I know I don't need another national focus. It's a question of, like, the other inventions and stuff that are in there. Oh, I keep trying to WASD to move the map around. United Kingdom, coronation of Queen Victoria! Hey, hey! There we go. Now we're officially playing Victoria, you guys. Take philosophy next. Is going to be unlocked by then. Charterist Society calling broadening of voter franchise landed to end landed vote rights is open. Oh, great, or suppress. No, man. We'll let them go. That's going to be okay. So basically, right now, it's only landowners who can vote. Well, and it's weighted by wealth. Or actually, it's not only landed, actually. But the richer people get more votes. Boy, it's a good thing that's changed. So yeah, they're going to want more voter reform. And that's true. It's just like in Hoi 4. The research does accumulate a little bit if you don't pick another research immediately. It'll charge up and then get insta-spent when you make your pick. Yeah, so we don't have maximum crime fighting effect. Agitation suppressed. Liberal agitation has been removed from Brussels. Okay. I don't want to kill off 10% of my Flemish farmers in Antwerp, so we'll negotiate with the leaders. Liberal Students Association. That we, the youth of Belgium, unite in our common demand for the restoration of ancient freedoms, to make, in Belgium, a second Greece. Must be allowed to express their opinions, so Flanders will get liberal agitation for more consciousness, or couldn't the principal do something about this? They would still gain a bunch of consciousness. They'd gain less, because this is 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. So they'll gain 2.4 consciousness over the course of 2 years, as opposed to 1 instantly, and militancy. I don't really want militancy, because that leads to rebellion, which seems pretty poor. So we'll go with 1. Our population is growing, which is nice. Is that an F? Is that a fancy S? Is this the Flemish lion? Is that what this means? Yeah, the Flemish lion. There you go. Oh, that's a V! The Vlaams... Sure, that's totally a V. Just looks like someone's trying to play tic-tac-toe badly. You know what I mean? So Hendrik Conscience, the most popular Flemish language novelist in the 19th century, published one of his 2 masterpieces, The Flemish Lion. The other was De Loteling? What does that one mean? The story of oppressed Flemish population that stood up against French oppressor in the Battle of the Golden Spurs was quickly adopted by Flemish movement as a symbol for the Flemings even today. Gain a bunch of prestige. All pops in Belgium where are Flemish will gain more consciousness. Hey, we're now 10th in the world. Woohoo! And the V is pronounced like F, which was like a common thing. V, F, and S, some of the old writing in all languages actually would sometimes use them interchangeably because they're very similar sound. Like, I have... Here. I'll add it to the stream title. Because it's like 90% of the questions is, are you playing with any mods? It's in the what game? But it seems to be the only thing people care about. No, we're playing with no mods. We're playing vanilla. Well, I mean, we've got the expansions, but no mods. What are your party's policies yet? Like, oh, our current one? Well, so the Catholic Party over here... Well, you can see what their policies are. We only have 3 parties overall. Hey, we discovered vaccination. Fiery sermon. Liberal agitation will be removed again. Alright. The Loteling is about someone who gets drafted into the army by lottery. Oh! And goes blind there. So the Loteling, is that just the lottery? Is that what it means? Seems an outright travesty that while our people labor under the crushing yokes and fetters of poverty, unsanitary living conditions, and moral degradation, our parliament insists on spending thousands upon millions on gunpowder and cannons. Our nation should go to war, gentlemen. A war on the ills that plague our society. One of our cabinet members has addressed Parliament with a long speech expounding the government's anti-military policies. How should we leverage this? Surely people will see his points, so people will become more in favor of anti-military. Or peace will prevail in the world. Hold on, I just want the prestige. Hey! 9th in the world. We're almost a great power. Which might be that... No, we shouldn't lose. We've run out of our sphere of influence. Which I'm assuming we're in. Maybe we're not even in a sphere of influence. No, yeah, we are in the British sphere. So we get kicked out of the sphere, which may be bad for trade. There's pros and cons.